Many years ago, I was talking to a man who was really into the environmental movement. I put it to him that I had read an essay in a magazine which argued that a lot of the environmental scaremongering which was going on at the time, and which is still going on, was not well founded in science. Being young and naive, I assumed this might lead to a discussion about the quality of the science. I was wrong. The man put it to me very bluntly that he had no doubt that people in the world of big business would want to make out there's nothing wrong with the environment. And that's something I wasn't expecting. But people in big business, on the one hand, have an obvious incentive to want to make money and carry on making money. But at the same time, the future of the planet is theirs as much as it is anyone else's. So if there's a threat to the environment, surely they would have as much reason as anybody to take an interest in it. Also, big businesses can sometimes make money out of environmental scaremongering. I've seen adverts for things which claim to be environmentally friendly. I've seen adverts for petrol, for disposable nappies, for washing powder and so on, which said their products were greener than other similar products. So environmental awareness, shall we say, can be a selling point for big business. It can be something they can make money out of. Also, big business often does deals with governments. We know that. So, if a government decides that a certain course of action is needed to save the environment, then they can use tax breaks, subsidies, whatever, to encourage certain activities, and big business can profit from those subsidies. Or at least some companies, maybe not all of them, but some of them can. So ultimately, in a sense, it's all about money. Whichever way you spin your beliefs about the environment, you can always say it's about money. And consider this as well. If you're one of these environmental pressure groups, you need money. Now, you might get money from governments, but you certainly get money from people paying membership dues. In order to get that money, you need to persuade people that environmental scaremongering is well-founded. Because if they think it's not well-founded, they may decide not to give you any money. So, an environmental scaremongering pressure group has as much incentive to be, shall we say, selective with its use of evidence as anybody else, because it's all about money. Or am I missing something? Here's another thing. Suppose you are a climate scientist, for sake of argument, and you're seeking funding. And scientists get funding from a variety of sources, from governments, and sometimes from big business, and maybe sometimes from environmental pressure groups. But suppose you are a climate scientist, you're going to somebody who you think can give you funding. How are you going to pitch your bid for funding? Here are 3 prospective bids. First, there's nothing wrong with environment, everything's hunky-dory. Second, there's a lot wrong with the environment, but it's largely caused by natural forces which human beings cannot control. In other words, there's nothing we can do about it. Third pitch, there's a lot wrong with the environment, it's our fault, we're causing it, but there's something we can do about it if we act now. Seriously, which of those 3 pitches is most likely to get you funding? The environmental movement, it's about money. Or am I missing something?